Guys, so I'm going to do a little demo on fixing your overdrive solenoid on a Volvo wagon 240. So basically this car has 400,000 miles on it, and about a month or so ago it quit going into overdrive, so it kind of just screams, goes into third and doesn't go any higher. So I'm going to show you the free way to fix this. The new solenoids are $150 and the block off plates are $50 plus shipping. So we'll show you the ghetto way of doing this on the free side. First thing you're going to need to do is jack the whole car up. Get the jack stand under there on the factory jack point, not the pinch weld. Volvos have probably the best factory jack points. You know, I have the jack under the control arm pocket program for added safety. You don't want to jack up on all the rot holes here. That could be a problem. So let me show you what we're going to be doing here. You got to get under the car. Alright, so we're under the car, and this little program here is the overdrive solenoid. And that's what's bad. Won't allow it to go into overdrive. So basically there's just one wire coming out of that, and it goes into a bullet style connector. If you want, you could just cut it off, or you can unplug it. Choice is yours. There's two 12mm bolts. You can kind of see the one here and the other one's there. You're just going to unbolt those and pull the thing out. Let me get to that and we'll see what's going on. Okay, so I got both of those bolts out. They are on the ground there. Now, interesting development. So, somewhere along the lines, Volvo had terrible, and I mean terrible, wiring harnesses in these things. Now, the thought had crossed my mind initially that might be what the problem is, and I was like, nah, this is a 92. I think they fixed the problem at some point in time. Well, I went back to unplug. I'm not going to be able to pull that. I went back to unplug it, and there is the overdrive harness. The pigtail is completely rotten off. The wires are completely corroded. You can see the green discoloration on them. The insulation's completely fallen off. So, needless to say, the solenoid is probably still good, but I'm just going to bypass it anyway. So, I'm still going to show you how to do this, because there's no way that I'm probably going to be able to fix that with how crappy those wires look. So let's try this out. Alright, so now that we know that we got to pull this thing, those bolts are out, and you kind of just go up here and manhandle it and hope that ATF doesn't just come showering down. And there's two O-ring seals, an inner and an outer, which are still up top there. No biggie. I'll just reach my grubby hands up there. Oh, maybe not. I might need a pick. Oh, I'm just knocking all this dirt into there. That's awesome. Hold on, I might be able to use my fingernail. Ooh. Okay, there's one. Ooh. Man, these are both crappy. And there's two. So those two are out. I'm going to wipe this off up here. Man, that's really crusty up there. I should probably wipe that down before I put this thing back on. Alright, so now that that's off and the seals are out, we gotta get this thing out. Normally, you'd unplug it and you know, pull it out that way so you can plug it back in. But I'm just gonna rip it out. Alright, so there we go. There is the Overdrive solenoid. As you can see, it has an inner and outer groove in it to locate those two O-rings. So I'm going to pause it here and we'll get set up and I'll show you what the next step is. Alright guys, so I got you jigged up here in my little vise. Next step you're going to want to do is commandeer your old lady's Dremel tool, and I am using this little cutting disc because I think that might work the best. Focus. Or not. There it is. And what the object or the game plan here is, you're going to bridge those two holes only down to that the depth of that inner groove there, the inner O-ring groove. So you're going to bridge this hole to that hole and bypass that whole inner program. Now, the only drawback to this is you won't have like the capability of turning on and off your overdrive from the shifter. There's a button on the side that, you know, you press it and it'll take it in and out of overdrive, which is really no big deal for me because I don't use the car without overdrive, only when it's broken. So what we're going to do is we're going to bridge that, and I will show you what it looks like once it's all done. And we're back. As you can see, it's a very, very critical and precise operation here. My camera's not going to focus because of the shininess, but take my word for it. There's a, hold on a second, let me try to wipe this off or something. Man, thing does not want to focus. Maybe there. Alright, so there you go. I kind of just took this cutting disc, I just blasted it in between those two and joined those two grooves together. And because I didn't have any brake clean to clean it out, I just used starting fluid. And now we're going to put this thing back together and call it a day. Actually, can't forget the O-ring. This will just lay right in there. We'll just stab it back on. Bob is your uncle. Or Chuck. Alright, so here it is. We're about to go back on. I wiped up top there with a snotty rag. Put the O-ring back into the solenoid, and we're going to put her back up there. Let me bolt it up, and I'll show you what it looks like, even though you already saw it. Alright, well, now it's back up, bolted in, and cross our fingers it doesn't leak. I'm going to start it. I'm going to run it through the gears a little bit on the stand, and then check for leaks. Keep your fingers crossed. Well, looks pretty good. I don't see any leaks. Let me get it off the jack stand, and we'll take it for a spin and see if we got overdrive back. Oh yeah, listen to that freaking lifter tick or piston slap or whatever it is. Alright guys, like I said to you before, the only drawback to this is now, as you can see, I have a light on the shifter. That wire must be grounding out down there or something, but oh, there it goes. Yeah, it's definitely I gotta cut that off or tape it or something. That's grounding out on the body, causing that light to go on. So anyways, we're gonna run this through here and see what I got. Here we are, folks, cruising in overdrive, loving it, loving life. Thanks for watching.